All right, yeah, I went and saw the Minecraft movie. I know you're probably like, what? Why did you do that? You're an adult. But I have a lot of love in my heart for Minecraft, and there's actually a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Wednesday videos are usually the news videos where I talk about a news story, but with everything going on, let's just talk about a movie, a video game movie. One of my passions, seeing video games molded into the world of movies, often to weird results. And I think Minecraft is probably one of the weirder ones. So if you're clicking on this video trying to like, hey, 30 plus year old man, what do you think about this movie? Do I need to go see this movie? No, you don't. Is it the worst thing I've ever seen in the world? No, absolutely not. I think there is something to it. I think it's good for kids. If you have kids or younger siblings, sure, take them. They'll have a good time. I also think there's enough weirdness and a little bit of like kind of adult jokes for you to at least be mildly entertained. I went into this movie thinking the worst, expecting the worst. The trailers did not look that great. It looked weird. And yes, still at the end of the day, if you are like me, sometimes I can be a bit of a movie snob. This just looks like an abomination. Like, right? It's just like actors on a green screen running around like weird nonsense. But I think underneath all that, I think there's an interesting conversation. I was mildly entertained, but ultimately found it forgettable. And the way I look at it and the realization I had is that the movie is not for me. I'll get to that in a little bit. But really, I'm also thinking, what could this movie have been, right? Other than this, what could it have been? Like, it played completely straight. Like, on the one hand, I would actually like an in-engine, like art house style, simple Minecraft thing with the original music, the original feeling behind that game, make something creative out of it. But that's not going to sell. That's the reality. And kids, who I guess primarily is the target audience for this, need to be entertained with something. So at the end of the day, I gotta commend them at least for sticking to the childlike whimsy. The movie is a lot of Jack Black just shouting silly exposition at us, just basically explaining the basic rules of Minecraft. And, in a lot of ways, he goes all in on it and he sounds like he's loving it. And there's kind of some appeal to that. There's some charm to that. I also really enjoy Jack Black. I know he's like dangerously at the point of being oversaturated, but I think he was the right choice here. And that was part of the reason why I was curious to see the movie, right? Aside from the interest in Minecraft, it's Jack Black, Jason Momoa. Okay, cool. But like Jack Black specifically, and also the director, Jared Hess. Jared Hess is from quite a ways back, man. He was one of the original guys behind Napoleon Dynamite, then Gentleman Broncos, of course, Nacho Libre. So when I heard that pairing, I expected something kind of weird, and at the very least, I expected somebody who knows how to really properly utilize Jack Black. And utilize Jack Black they did, I think, to really great effect. He had a couple of really good singy little bits, and in terms of the weirdness, it wasn't as weird as I was hoping, but I think you needed somebody with like a weird mind to even make something in this weird little world. Like there's, and I'm not like spoiling it anything. If you care about spoilers, okay. But I'm not really spoiling anything, but like there's a part where like Jason Momoa and Jack Black have to like 69 flying in the air in order to like fit through this like tunnel, and they made a whole bit out of that. Jennifer Coolidge is vaguely inserted into the movie here and there, and she has a romance with a Minecraft villager that has wandered into the real world. There's little bits of just like weird zaniness there that I like. That's not like stuff that like I like stuff that you could tell isn't going to land with everybody, but it's like almost like those high guy jokes where it's like you could tell some of the bits were just born out of two people just chuckling over something stupid that they said. And that type of humor often works with me. The forgettableness comes from the plot and everything. It's like they got to get back to their world. There's like a bunch of forgettable kids running around and characters running around. I really am barely going to remember any of that. I'm going to remember more of Jason Momoa and Jack Black running around green screen world, just screaming. There is also this whole through line of like celebrating creativity, which I really, really appreciate. The idea that you may be perceived as a weirdo because you're creative, and essentially how creativity should be nurtured. I think that's a really good message, a really good through line. It's just kind of small. and it's kind of hidden and a little less impactful just because of how fast this movie moves. This thing is cut to a breakneck pace, pacing wise. Yeah, it's always interesting. It's definitely designed to hold the attention span of a younger viewer, but it also just means that like you barely know who these kid characters are. Other than that, one of them has a spark of creativity. So unfortunately, because there is no time for that stuff to breathe, it doesn't really land, and I think it really could have. But again, at least there is this idea here, this celebrating creativity thing that the movie can at least briefly show kids. I like that. The movie also drops a line like, "Oh, it's harder to create, it's easier to destroy and criticize." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's me. I criticize things." Well, it's like Ratatouille all over again. Anyway, I actually found Jason Momoa's whole thing really awesome here. The way it's set up is actually just like a fun celebration of like old timey late 80s, early 90s video game stuff. And that was really cool to see. And then from there, he kind of goes into like, he's like a bit character. And I found him to be really funny. He has like a really hilarious scream. And I think they utilized him in kind of unexpected ways that I think worked. I also like that the movie like went out of its way to really like show Minecraft and kind of represent it down to like the basics. Like you build your first house and it's kind of just out of like mud and wood. You build your second house, it's out of stone. By the time you're on your third house, it looks a little bit more elaborate. It's got a door, it's got decorations and stuff like that. I like that it understood that. It showed the night-day cycle, the dangers of being at night and having your house blown up, like the very simple like Minecraft 101 stuff. I liked seeing that and just how they, showed that to general audiences. I do think still, like, if you don't know anything about Minecraft, you're going to be like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? I'm glad at least I am well versed in Minecraft that I get it. Was it ultimately like a fulfilling journey? No. And again, is it really very memorable? No. But also, like, who am I to judge? Who am I to shit on this? Because they went for it. They made a Minecraft. The movie is literally called a Minecraft movie, right? Yeah. A Minecraft movie. That's what they made. And again, I'm not like just like hand waving it or excusing this like corporate slop or anything like that. It's really just like, what else would they have made? I don't know. I also think this movie is quite a few years too late, but it does seem like kids still really enjoy Minecraft. I went in the middle of the day as a weird adult by myself. This is the life I've chosen. And still, I felt like school was in, but like there were families with kids and they were having a great time. You hear them laughing. There's already like memes and stuff. People like shouting things at the screen. Like when he says, "I am Steve," that was like a huge deal. When the little zombie showed up on the chicken jockey, that was like a big deal. I guess it's working for people. And you know what? Cool. Look, again, the big thing here is probably in the title or the thumbnail or something, not for me, but not necessarily like a derogatory way. In a way that I realized watching this movie, I'm like, oh, this isn't for me. This is for the generation that has kind of like grown up with Minecraft, or the younger generation that is just still on Minecraft. And that's a very interesting position to be in because I've been with Minecraft from the beginning. Not the very beginning, but before it hit 1.0. I had started playing Minecraft mid to late 2010, which like a lot of people don't realize it's been around that long. But back in the day, that was a very different game. It was so simple. You like got it through like a launcher. It was kind of like almost like shareware, basically. You were kind of huddled around the computer waiting to see updates from people like Notch and then Jens or Jens. And that was really exciting. You felt like you were in this kind of like weird club. You discovered this weird game, this weird community, right? And so I look at that and like that's what I got from Minecraft. But the reality is it's gone way beyond me and people are getting different things out of Minecraft. So my experience necessarily wasn't the one completely referenced on screen. And I can kind of like understand and like acknowledge that and be like, okay, I'm at peace with that. It's also something I think I've gotten from like enjoying comic books and superhero bullshit is that like I have in my mind like one of my favorite versions of some of my characters. Some of them on screen are portrayed perfectly. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they try things that are different that work. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it fails. you just kind of roll with it and just kind of know and understand and kind of go with the fact that it's like beyond you. Am I getting a little existential here? Yes. I know that's probably a meme. I've seen a lot of people mention that, like, oh, you go to see Minecraft by yourself and you're going to have like an existential crisis. And not because it's like this weird, bizarre, bad green screen movie. Like, I'm not like cynical, like a Red Letter Media thing or anything like that. Like, I get it's not good, but I don't know. There's something about seeing something that like you were very familiar with, you really enjoyed, you have fond memories with, and realizing that it's not about you anymore. It's not for you, and not in a way where, you know, people bitch about Star Wars or anything like that. It's not like in a real like bastardization sense. It's just that like it was a thing for nerds. And then one day it got scooped up by a lot of younger kids. And then from there, it became this multi-trillion billion-dollar empire. And what are you going to do? So look, I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't have like an end goal really with this video other than that it's a good time, I guess, if you're drunk, or you know, if you take kids, you might laugh at some of the jokes. But for me, as someone who was like deeply addicted to Minecraft in the early days and has watched it flourish into this thing that like I don't understand as much anymore, this movie is kind of like an interesting representation of that. Do I wish it was more like a Jared Hess movie? Absolutely. Do I wish it also just was something completely different? Maybe. It just doesn't matter. Look, some of you in the comments might be like, Jake, you're being too easy on it. You're talking about the Minecraft movie with kids' gloves. This doesn't matter. Like, if I made a video where I'm like, the Minecraft movie sucked, like, that's not what you guys come to me for. I don't care. Like, look, I don't know where I'm going with this, but thank you for listening to an adult man talk about the Minecraft movie. It is bizarre. There's a bunch of shit that I would love to just joke and laugh about that I'll probably do on the Friends Per Second podcast. Some bizarre, weird, dumb shit. But for now, I just wanted to put some thoughts to paper or thoughts to internet. So let me know what you think. If you saw it like me, as an adult, by yourself, I'd love to know your experience. What kind of fast food did you try and sneak into the movie theater under your jacket? Let me know. If you have kids or younger siblings, or maybe you're just younger and you jumped in and you rolled with it because you love the meme, let's talk. I definitely want to know what you're thinking about this. Also, you've gotten this far, you've been spoiled, but like there is something about Jack Black in the diamond armor, like the full diamond armor set, that I was like, is this cool? And what I'm looking at on screen, is this cool? Am I into this? Or is this a fever dream? Am I literally on drugs? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, you get what I'm trying to do here. I'm just talking about stuff I like, stuff I find interesting. Clicking the like button helps me. Thank you. But that's it. I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.